Pomponius Atticus was a strong, firm friend, genitive, of Marcus Cicero. The M period stands for Marcus. So the Romans didn't have that many praenomens, and so they would often just use M period. So Pomponia, I'm going to have an appositive renaming Pomponia, sister of Atticus, and this Atticus is Pomponius Atticus, and so throughout the rest of the story, he'll be referred to simply as Atticus. Notice Pomponius is the nomen, and his sister's name is Pomponia. Pomponius is the nomen of the family, and often daughters were just given a feminized version of the nomen. So Pomponius's father is probably also named Pomponius, and his sister would be named Pomponia. And she was the wife of Quintus, another positive, brother of Marcus Cicero. So you have two friends, Atticus and Cicero, and their little siblings are married. So Atticus' sister Pomponia is married to his friend Cicero's brother Quintus. But among Pomponia and Quintus, there was not always harmony. One serious reason, among others, was this: because the influence of Statius, genitive, was strong with Quintus, whom, referring back to Statius, Pomponia was able to expel from the house in no way, by no way, in no manner. She, referring back to Pomponia, did not desire to yield to dative a foreign influence or authority. So I'll go over the sentence again. So you have one serious cause, among many, among others, was this. So because the influence was strong, the influence of Statius, and this is going to be a friend of Quintus, was strong with Quintus, the wife did not like the influence of the friend, and she did not want to yield to his influence or his authority. Neither was able to yield dative to the other. Remember, this is one of our pronominals with an I for the dative. Neither was able to yield to the other. Neither was able to move the other. So neither was able to give in, and neither was able to be changed by the other. Cicero accused Pomponia. Atticus, and I'm going to use the same verb again, blamed Quintus. Cicero wrote to Atticus in this manner: I saw my brother. So the entire conversation among us was about you and your sister. The words of Quintus were not unfriendly. Then we hastened to Pomponia. Quintus spoke to her, and again, this is from Is referring to Pomponia, to her in a friendly voice. Pomponia, positive, you, and this is an imperative, you ask the women to dinner, I will ask the boys. And notice this is the future active participle with the form assume. And so this is translated as a simple future. I will ask the boys. So Pomponia, you ask the women to dinner, I will ask the boy. These boys So these boys were the sons of Cicero, genitive, and his brother. But Illa, that woman, referring to Pomponia, and here's an ablative absolute, with us listening, she responded, I myself am the hostess in this place. So she says, I myself am the hostess in this place. Careful, this hoc will be the object. So it would be, she said this because that same Statius, remember Quintus's friend, had ordered dinner to be prepared. So the Statius, the guest in the house, and a friend of Quintus came into the house and ordered the servants to prepare dinner. Obviously, Pomponia did not like that. Quintus said to me, and this name makes this a question, do you hear? I am always, adverb here, forced to endure these things. So, I am always forced, compelled to endure these things. And now this goes back to, that's what Quintus was saying. Now this goes back to Cicero in the letter. You will say, and remember he's writing to his friend Atticus, this remark is nothing, but it is a great thing. And so I'm going to use this sum twice. I was surprised, overwhelmed by the harsh remark and also the unfavorable, or her unfavorable spirit, and I was disturbed, moved deeply. That woman, referring to Pomponia, was not present at dinner. Quintus, nevertheless, sent food to her sitting, and here's a PAP, sitting alone. So Quintus sent food to her sitting alone. That woman, she sent it back. So Quintus sends her, she doesn't show up at dinner, Quintus sends her food, and she rejects it and sends it back. Quintus received a serious, heavy wound. And that very man did not make any injury. So remember, Statius was the one that overstepped his bounds, and so Quintus really didn't do anything. But that was probably the problem, is that maybe he should have done something and stepped in and told his friend not to upset his wife. So he right here, he desiring to please her, so he desiring to please her was not able. I am overcome by serious concerns. What will we do? And notice this is the future active participle with the form of sum. And so it's translated as simply, what will we do? We ought to hasten to bring about peace between your sister and my brother.